Happy Halloween! Hudson and I, Harry and I are here getting ready for trunk or treat. Every time we get to Halloween, I break out all my decorations and I realize that Halloween makes a great specialty spread for your yearbook. And maybe it's not Halloween for you, but any specialty spread is a really great place to break some rules. You know, I love consistency. I like things to be the same. I like to use similar fonts. I like to use a color palette, but it's okay on those specialty spreads to break the rules just a little bit. So break out your scary font, break out your black or orange background, and have a little bit of fun with that specialty spread.
We're going to talk today about putting our pages for our portraits together. So I opened up a double page spread in Layout Pro. And then I came down to the side toolbar and I picked Flow. Now I only really like the portraits to have the names on the outside or below. Once I drag one of those on, it's going to give me those 9 little dots, which open up all the flow options, which are pretty self-explanatory. You can change the rows, how many columns, you can change the width and height of your portraits. You can even change the horizontal and vertical spacing between the portraits. One of the things that I think is really overlooked is the name width. We have a lot of long names. So one of the things I want you to be aware of is that you should be able to get those names on one line. So to do that, I'm going to have to make some adjustments here. I can't go outside that blue margin. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to change the width of my photos. So I'm going to do 5p6. Your photos should always be longer in height than they are in width. Now by doing that, I can slide this over. I can change my name width to an 11, which is just perfect. So now maybe I can get some of those longer names. I can also at this point change the font size. This is when you need to do it, and change the font. I can change the color if I have a background. So, if you feel like you want to experiment a little, go on and play with this. If not, just tell Sarah and I what pages your portraits are on, and we'll do them for you.
Freshman year, we were playing in the courtyard and the football got on top of one of the roofs. And so we went to go take a picture with it and we got to add it on the yearbook.
It's a way that a lot of people can be in the yearbook.
You get to cover the smaller events too.
What's going on in the school apart from all the things everyone already knows is going on in the school?
It's kind of like a little mini newspaper. So you can look back in your yearbook and see, oh, this is what happened this year.
So weekly coverage is basically where different teams, they each have a different week and they go around the school picking up like different information about what's going on that week, and they put it on the spread that they have.
We have 4 groups.
I think we've got about 4 to 5 in each group.
Each group has a week designated to them where they do that week and then we switch off. So there's planners and then there's coverage and then there's finalization and then we have another finalization.
By the time the next cycle happens and it's your week again, your week before is done.
Yeah. So there's always somebody covering content.
Yeah.
There's always somebody putting stuff on the page. Yeah. There's always somebody planning for the next one, and there's always somebody taking a break.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can do weekly coverage with like all the groups. I feel like it's just a really good way to do everything because you can have it's just like an endless like cycle kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. You can have everything happening at once, and then someone gets done with their week, and then they edit, and then they do this, and then they get another thing, and it's really fluid and not like whoa, what are we doing right now? Ah!
For planning, it's you, as a group, you think of ideas of what's going on, like for student life or just anything that week.
A lot of the times our teams will get information from their friends about different clubs or events that are going on.
And then when you're covering, you go out and you get that like photos and information from all the people.
They're taking photos, getting interviews, right?
Yes. They had to go out, they have their cameras with them during the school day. They're getting information from people, they're taking pictures, and they're interviewing during the yearbook class period.
And then finalization, you're just going over and editing and making sure everyone has all their info.
Making sure that everything's on the page.
So week 4 is kind of a break from weekly coverage, not from yearbook, just from weekly coverage, right? Because there are still other things to do.
Yes.
And then week 5, they start over.
So that's when we kind of get coverage of what's going on in like personal lives of students.
At the planning meetings, we have a bunch of different ideas, and the ideas that aren't chosen are just left over, so we can use those if one like doesn't work out.
So in the beginning of the year, we have students fill out these surveys where they can tell like some interesting facts about themselves. And so if we're really running low on ideas, we can go through those. And
it covers things that typically probably wouldn't be covered.
it gives a lot of different people opportunities to be in the yearbook that would not normally be in it. You kind of get a student's point of view.
Like every week someone in here has something going on.
I think it's very vast, which is cool.
We're able to like make a better book because we're like actually able to like cover things.
It was easier to get the concept than I thought it would have been, but it was pretty cool.
So next year, do you want to do weekly coverage again?
I do think so. I think it's a good plan. Yeah, I think it works well with coverage. So.
Good.